Season 1, Episode 2 of Dark Gathering. Y'all, what am I doing? Why have I come back? It's been nearly 16 months since my previous reaction. Yes, I've dropped the ball. I'll fully admit that. But why have I returned? Why am I excited to continue Dark Gathering? I've made no secret that I am a coward. That I get squeamish easily. I mean, last time is enough of an indication. I don't do well with horror. Yet here I am, excited to continue a horror series. Even more so than Uzumaki. At the time of this recording, I've seen 2 episodes of that. And yet, I want more. I'm invested in Yaoyoi's story. I want to see who that ultimate evil spirit was that harvested her mother's soul. What's its goal? Is it going to birth more evil spirits? Is it a final boss, or is it more of a mid-boss? Is it attempting to birth or summon an evil spirit a league above it? The true end-all be-all final boss? We don't know. What is up with Eiko? Is she the childhood friend that was cursed by Keitaro? Why do spirits love Keitaro so much? Is it his biological makeup, or is it a mutation? Much like Yayoi, her double pupils, the ability to see the spirit world and the real world, and now that they've merged and her intelligence has increased due to the car crash, it's like she's gotten an upgrade. She's a whole different person. She's so much smarter, so much more mature than someone her age should be. Where do we go from here? Because I've been told this is essentially Dark Pokemon. We're going to capture evil spirits and use them to fight each other. But that can't be everything. Why am I excited? Why do I want more? I am addicted, apparently, to fear. To being afraid, to being scared, even if I can't handle it. I get anxious easily, especially because I live very passionately through shows and characters that I get attached to. And the atmosphere from last time was 10 out of 10. It was built up spectacularly. Horror relies upon good atmosphere to make you feel afraid, to disturb you. And it nailed it. OLM is cooking. The mangaka is cooking. And on that note, I did pick up some manga volumes. So I have volume 1 right here. We'll use it in the post-reaction discussion to check out Adaptation Rate. Episode 1 adapted Chapter 1, which is about 72 chapters or 73, whichever it was. I digress. It flowed very well, and it's crazy all of that was only 1 chapter. So are we just getting Chapter 2? Or will we adapt Chapter 3? I doubt we're only going to do 25 chapters in 25 episodes. We might speed it up, or the chapters might get shorter or longer. Where do we go from here? How soon until we confront the final boss? What evil spirits will we encounter? How crazy will Eiko turn out to be? Because we've only begun to see her true colors. Same with Keitaro, our MC. He loves fear. Yet he's trying to change. Yet fate has other plans. As the meeting between Yayoi and Keitaro was preordained. And it will change everything between them. Will we get a truly peaceful, happy resolution by the end of the season? Or will we get a very dark conclusion that'll leave us speechless? Enough rambling, though. If you want the full version, it'll be over on my Patreon, link down below. It's my social media platforms. If we do go to my anime list, it'll be exclusive to Patreon. Make sure you have a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I upload next. And in 3, 2, 1, I ain't ready. And we're going back to her room with the spirits. Kodoku, right? Oh, I did rewatch the previous episode and my reaction to set the mood and set the mindset. At least the monologue speech over this makes it a little less creepy from last time. Or made it more creepy last time, so without it, it's less so. Into the opening? Nope. That was just the opening scene. Are we on our way to university? Or to the tutor job? Yep. Presumably Eiko. So a small bit of recap, but I don't mind. It does help to set the mood, with the music box playing too. That dark period. Very apt way of describing it. Yep, normal college student life. Normal life about to be shattered by the supernatural. You claim to hate them, but are your true feelings you actually love them and the fear they cause? It's surreal to be back with Dark Gathering. Ah, yet another spirit very eager to get to Keitaro. Gotta put it in line. When we walk in the world living, the dead drift to the spirit world. Who is this narrator? This is new. This was not present in episode 1. Yep. Intersect, allowing evil spirits to do harm. Like the car crash. Dark power to slay the spirit of the one who took her loved one. Will we get a name for it? Is it God? The grudges of the dead used to pursue a grudge far greater. The grudges of the dead used to pursue a grudge far greater. Holy narration! Whoever is the narrator, that line though, I got no words. That narration went hard. Holy shit. Alright. So what spirits will we encounter this episode? Will they be creepier than the haunted phone booth hostess? Yo-yo! I love you, Kana Hanazawa. Of course. This will be a running gag, a running theme. I wonder how long it'll take before he, I guess, prompts it himself, or requests it, rather, where he wants to go to the haunted space. Maybe he's gonna start looking for spirits to help her out, instead of always being prompted by Yayoi. It'd be very interesting to see how that dynamic flips, and maybe how long it'll take for the facade he's built up, his new self, to come crumbling away and show his true self, where he is addicted to fear, much like me apparently, and wanting to encounter more ghosts, to ride that thrill. I am curious if that'll happen before we hit Core 2, or if it'll happen at all. I don't trust you, Eiko, even if you are adorable. Ah, getting exercised for the one on his hand. The one that keeps sticking around. I forgot how much I love the dynamic between Eiko and Yayoi and Keitaro when they're all not being absolutely crazy. The comedy hits all the right notes for me, even in episode 2, even 16 months later, and I love it. Oh my god. Eiko, help me out! Sure, I'll come along! But also, Yu Sasahara does such a good job as Yayoi, the honey guy, please, please. poor Keitaro. Oh my god, he's not gonna live a normal life with them in his life. I mean, Eiko alone is a giant red flag. That smile from last time still haunts my dreams. Oh my god, she's killing him! I'm still curious if her accent gave her inhuman strength as a bonus. But we do need an explanation on her mutation. I do wonder... Yep, we're already going right back to this. I do wonder if her mutation comes from her genetics, her bloodline, a pure coincidence, was it a blessing or a curse? When will we get an explanation on that? If at all, as well as who is the ghost that's on his hand if he's getting exorcised? I wonder if it is the same one that attacked Aiko, presumably his childhood friend, 2-ish years ago, that sent him into his dark period, or if that's already been exorcised and he keeps getting it re-exorcised because they keep attaching themselves to his hand. We've yet to see it without a glove on, so does it have like cracks or something? What is the appearance of it? Why are ghosts so attached to it and him? The hell was all that about? My thoughts exactly. But she's gonna play the cute, pretty girl to keep throwing you off. But they do get to spend time again. Oh, right, he never told her about it. Oh! His grandma. Maybe that's how they came across Keitaro. Did he get like a curse or a blessing that made him more appealing to spirits? Ooh, very kind of fun and campy music for such a dark show. But I do gotta agree, road trips just hit different. It's fun. It's a little adventure. I've been on so many in my life, and I love them. This is actually kind of like the perfect music for a road trip. I love the OSTs. No thank you. Again, I don't have nearly as much of an issue with dolls, mannequins, as some people in my life do. But we're in a horror show, and we've already seen what plushies do and writhe around in pain. I got a feeling some or all will be possessed by a spirit and try to get to Keitaro, and it will be creepy enough to set me off. I got a bad feeling, y'all. All my instincts are screaming, stop. Stop now. Stop, please. I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm wrong, there's a good chance it'll be something far, far worse. Oh yeah, the cleansing when you go to the shrine. Wow. I wonder if she's sensing Yayoi. Yeah, the plushie. Pissed. 5 pissed off Jesus statues. Not 5? We saw her do that in the intro scene from episode 1, right? We saw some broken Jesus statues. She's been breaking 7 to trigger spirits because breaking the barriers means they can infect or invade, rather, the area. They'll have less they need to push through. And if they're weaker ones, you can capture them, feed them to the stronger spirits, make them stronger so you can use them towards your grudge, towards fellow evil spirits, and continuously capture new ones who are far stronger, increasing your overall weaponry. So she's broken 7. That's actually kind of clever, considering spirits fear her and run away. If she's destroying objects that ward them off, it increases the chances of encountering them. But I wonder if she's been exuding a negative aura too, that makes spirits run away from her normally because of how much she has caught, killed, exercised, and utilized towards her own goals. Yayo is like the end result. Kind of insane, and more than a handful. Yeah. Bleh. I wonder what's up with Keitaro's family. We've not seen his parents. But I do really like Grandma's possessive, or protective, rather. Anesthesiologist? Yeah. I wonder if those Jizo statues were put in a way that sealed them in, so breaking them released them so she could catch them instead of entirely warding off spirits, as I had previously interpreted. I don't think it's going to be caught that easily, even by a couple Jizo statues. This third grader scares me. But I also want to protect her. Are we drawing blood? Help you avoid dangerous places, yet he's been dragged to them. Was because of her and her help. Why do they need the anesthesiologist? Is it just drawing blood, or... cutting the spirit, or cutting K? Yeah, it might trigger the spirits. What is under the glove? Is it like Orapathy design from Amiya? Just cracked and... we can't see her eyes. Wait, it looks like hair. Oh, God! It's coming out of his skin. Those are his nerves? It would explain the cracking slash shatter effect when he puts his hand together with Eiko. Does Eiko have something similar? Because she was cursed by a real nasty spirit, if she is that childhood friend. I am going off the assumption she is. But in the opening song, when they put their hands together, we see like a cracking effect overlaid. Is this what it's symbolizing? So I'm guessing they're cutting off all the extra nerves, and that's why they need the anesthesiologist, because they need to numb all of the pain. And with those being nerves, cutting them off would be incredibly painful. This is also very disgusting. Straight up admit it. So they must regrow regularly. And when they grow even more, he gets more spiritually perceptive or more appealing, perhaps? What spirit caused this? Is this spirit even dead? Or rather, exorcised? Even with the anesthesia, yeah. Heart's a little heavy. Something's off. What do they do with the nerves that are cut off? Do they keep them? Do they reuse them? Hands a bit numb, yeah. What is the grandmother hiding from Kay? Yeah. Yeah, Hina dolls, right? Look, don't tell her this. She'll try to sneak in and steal them. Oh god, unless the grandma's purposely baiting her to see what happens. Yaoyoi's plushie? Is this a bait to draw him into the shed? Or is that a doll for normally in the sanctuary? It touched his nerve hand, and it's manipulating his mental space. Did it escape? How did it escape? Yeah, it's possession, manipulation. Drawing him closer into a hot spot of power means they'll be able to take possession of his body. Thank you, Kata. He's already out. Just tell Grandma to look. She can sense this. I love the shoes, by the way. Let this girl keep the katana. We have a mid-credit card? This wasn't here last time. Okay, creepy, yes. But holy shit, I like that a lot. So, light and happy, then dark and dangerous in the second half. That's a lot of dolls. No. Yeah, your senses are dulled. Slowly being possessed. Oh! We did not need the internal shot. Sorry, Bachan. Hey, Yayoi. I love the shoes. Oh my god. Oh god. What a shot! But she made a promise. She would protect you. She couldn't cut it. What a way to warn her. Holy shit! Alright, that was smart, but also really, really, really cool. I love the glowing red eyes. Truly a Shinigami, a Death Reaper. Or Death incarnate for them. Immediately put them in their place. She's more terrifying than a spirit. He's been violated in a way normally you shouldn't be violated. Yep. It'll keep happening, so it's better you stick with her. She cares about you. She's not entirely tunnel visioned on her ultimate goal of revenge. Oh. Are we taking one of the dolls? But she's also a kid, yes, and kids normally get carried away. Aww. Keitaro-sensei is proud to have her as a student. He intends to take the job seriously. One can sense, one can fight. It's just a part of you. Yep, 7 for the 7 she broke. I don't think we should take him into the room. That'll give him a heart attack. Oh no. Are we getting that this episode? Oh god. It's nighttime with the cherry blossoms. Yep. Hello. There's an audience waiting for you, stage performer. He couldn't feel it before the door was opened? Is there a barrier? It's a ticking time bomb. But they listen to her. Or they don't try anything because they're afraid of her. What does that say about Yayoi? She took one of the dolls. Grandma doesn't know. I love the reflections on the eyes. I guess that's a good way to reuse them. So because the nerves are attached to it, it conforms to its physical shape. So it treats the nerves like they're a part of its body. So if she fucks with the nerves, it causes immense pain to the spirit and keeps it in check. Holy shit. What a fucking frame. The red eyes, the blacked out background with vague silhouettes. I still don't trust you, Eiko. I'm still curious if she has a similar condition. Yeah, Eiko supposedly can't sense the supernatural. That has to be at least 30 or 40 plushies. Nothing bad happens to the Hozukis. Yes, I still want to protect Yayoi, but I'm terrified of Yayoi. Give me your nails. We will not be watching the next episode preview. I do not want to spoil myself. I will do my best every time to catch it. I believe I've already said that in the previous reaction. So with that said, we'll now check out Volume 1 and see what was covered in Episode 2. Because again, Episode 1 covered Chapter 1, which was about 72 pages. So will this cover only Chapter 2, or does it delve into Chapter 3? We'll see. Here's the cover, once again, which, by the way, I like the manga artwork. I've made sure not to spoil myself, but when skimming through Chapter 1 to compare, it was brought to life really, really well. Okay. So, page 75 is the beginning of Chapter 2, Keitaro Gentoga. Okay, so it does only adapt Chapter 2. Chapter 3 begins on which page? 125. So 49 pages were adapted in episode 2. And admittedly, it flowed very well. I didn't notice any rushed feeling or dragging sensation. It just felt organic. It felt natural. Anything I want to look up before we talk about the episode? Wow, they did a great job with bringing to life the nail scene on the phone. That is just disturbing. Yep. The possession. I'll save him. Ooh, she almost got a full panel spread for that. With the I'll save him. Ooh, that is creepy as shit. When the doll's hair was in his mouth and he's just sitting there lifeless in the sanctuary basement. Oh, and we do see an inside shot as well. That is just disgusting. But this one goes into more detail and we can see his lungs. It's going into his lungs! Oh, God! Oh, yeah. The last thing he sees when his vision is fading is her shark tooth shoes. Oh my god, I love that. When she realizes she can't cut through it, so she has to use momentum. What a panel spread. Oh my god. Yeah. Threatening all of them. Oh, that's why she got a little quieting closer. She was blushing. Oh, that was a very cute Yayoi blush. Yep. And then going into the room. Oh my god. Yeah. This is like panel for panel for panel for panel for panel for panel. And then that final frame. Give me your nails, or please hand me your nails, or whatever. That is creepy as shit. And there is an outtake. I will guarantee your safety too, Keitaro, so your money, please. Ah, nails. I meant your nails. Does she need money? So far, as we've already proven, the adaptation is very, very faithful. Very minimal changes here and there. But it is panel for panel. And that is incredible. The production staff are obviously passionate about the source material and want to do it justice with this adaptation. Only 2 episodes in, and you can feel the love. Some anime wish they had this level of detail and care with its adaptation in its entire runtime. Or they'll get treated way worse in general. I am really happy. No joke. So what did I think about episode 2? How does it compare to episode 1? How scared was I? Well, even all this talking has still yet to calm me down. My heart is beating a mile a minute, y'all. Did I get as scared as episode 1? I don't believe so. I was anxious and I was scared here and there, yes. But I do believe episode 1 was still better in that regard. The atmosphere was about on par, if not even better, in episode 1. And it hit all the right notes. Plus, I had the whole I don't know what I'm getting into aspect when going into last time. I do have a general feel for what we're going to get into with this episode and the next episode and the next episode and the next episode because I've already experienced it once. So I guess you could say the horror has slightly lessened, but I'm sure it will still trigger me. I'm sure I'll still get anxious and scared beyond belief and be very afraid of what nightmares may come to me after every reaction. But knowing what I'm getting into or having a general idea doesn't necessarily mean it's going to turn out badly. Doesn't mean it'll be less fun or less entertaining. I am addicted to fear. I am Keitaro, apparently, except I don't have any disgusting nerves creeping out of my hand because I was cursed by a very presumably powerful evil spirit years ago. Y'all, that was disgusting. He lives with that on a daily. It grows out, it covers his hand. They have to numb his arm, cut them off, and with them being nerves, he can still essentially feel a lot of the pain. But yeah, it makes sense why he wears a glove. But why does Eiko wear gloves? Purely stylistic, or does she have a similar curse? Because I am still going off the assumption she is a childhood friend that was cursed all those years ago alongside him. What drove him into a life of a recluse, where he wanted to have nothing to do with anyone because he was afraid he was going to hurt other people. Does she have something similar going on? Is it different? Was her personality altered by the evil spirit? Because, as we've already proven with this episode, contact with an evil spirit can even alter your mind. It can control you, not necessarily through perfect possession, and still guide your line of thought, make you move your body. So did she get possessed by a spirit that perhaps altered her personality? Is she a yandere? Does she obsess over Keitaro? Because she obviously cares about him a lot. But we haven't seen much of that other personality since episode 1 and that final scene, that smile. We didn't see anything too off about Eiko right now. Is she biding her time? Is it a split personality? Is it her true personality and everything else is just a facade? Is she holding herself back? What is her mental state? What is her real personality? I want to know more about Eiko, not to mention confirm if she is that childhood friend. When it comes to Keitaro, other than the development alongside his hand, it was cool seeing his grandma. I do like that she's very protective of him, very loving, very caring. We've yet to see his parents, but I don't believe they're dead. I don't think they've abandoned him. If so, he would have been on the streets, not locked in his room. So it does feel like perhaps they care about him like normal parents should, but it might not be necessary to bring them up, to mention them whatsoever. Maybe they're just willing to support him from the shadows. Will they even be important whatsoever? I mean, we introduced his grandma and her connection to exercising his hand regularly, and the fact she runs a shrine while exercising spirits and keeping the most dangerous ones in check in the sanctuary's basement. But that might be as far as her involvement in the story goes. Sure, she might pop up here and there because she has offered to help and said, "You can always ask it of me." But I don't know if her role will evolve, if she'll be more important, or simply relegated to the occasional side character that pops in to help out Keitaro. And how often during the series will he have to get himself exercised? That is the question. How quickly does this grow? Because presumably, he's had to have himself exercised multiple times since he was cursed. She's been helping by teaching Keitaro how to live with his condition and instilling the belief it's not a curse, it's not something to be ashamed of, it's a part of you. Your spirituality, your sensitivity can help others. She's been a true supportive role for him, but I'd wager to guess it takes maybe a few weeks, if not a few months, and then he has to go get exercised. I don't know how quickly they would grow, but if it's influenced by spirits, it would make sense if they keep growing. What happens if they fully consume his hand? Do they, like, wrap around it like a glove and then he can't use his hand whatsoever? Or will then it start spreading down his arm in the opposite direction? The fact it comes out from about here is just disturbing. I will say, I did call it when it comes to the Hina dolls and the spirits embodying them, so to say. I was able to predict it. Granted, it was like predicting a sign you could see right in front of your face. Like, oh, that stop will obviously tell me to say stop. And it's colored red and has big, bold words saying stop on it. It was the writing on the wall. And it's not a bad thing. I am grateful that it ended only with those spirits. It wasn't something far, far worse. Again, I don't have a huge issue with dolls or mannequins, but it did give me the heebie-jeebies, especially with the hair going down the throat and the interior shot. Oh my god, that was creepy. And a wee bit disturbing. This is a good horror show. This is a good horror atmosphere. This was a lot of fun. I'll fully admit it. And again, I've seen 2 episodes of Uzumaki at the time of this recording. Episode 1 was peak horror. It was truly disturbing. It was terrifying. It sent me into fight or flight mode. It lived up to the hype and expectations. But episode 2 was such a fall off. It disappointed me. It frustrated me. It's not how horror should be. And when I compare the 2 episodes of Dark Gathering to 2 episodes of Uzumaki, I vastly prefer Dark Gathering. No joke. Any day of the week. The characters, the story, the atmosphere, the action, the horrifying aspects, leagues above Uzumaki. And that might ruffle some feathers, but I am not a huge Junji Ito fan. Granted, that is my first true experience with his work, but I prefer Dark Gathering, and I knew almost nothing about Dark Gathering on the same level of Uzumaki. So what does that say about Dark Gathering when I prefer this experience as a squeamish coward who can't handle anxiety, who can't handle horror? I'm addicted to fear, straight up, and I hate that about myself, y'all. Why am I doing this to myself? Why do I like Yayoi, Eiko, Keitaro so much? I am very curious what other evil spirits we will encounter. No joke. Because the dolls this episode, the haunted phone booth hostess, plus whatever spirits are in her plushie, all of them have been very entertaining or very dangerous in their own right, and the 2 experiences don't feel the same. It doesn't feel repetitive, which I can give that as praise, because you do run the risk when you have a monster of the week, a ghost, a spirit of the week, of feeling repetitive. It hasn't grown stale, it hasn't grown dull, it doesn't feel repetitive. Sure, we're only 2 episodes in, but I've seen it happen before. Yes, we do have an overarching plot of hunting down this true big bad, this evil spirit that stole Yayoi's mother, and is presumably using it to birth more evil spirits or prepare for its boss, or a spirit a league above it. We still need to figure out what's going on with it, obviously. And I don't think it'll be easy tracking it down, much less fighting it, defeating it, or capturing it. I'm sure we're going to have spirits Yayoi can't capture, Yayoi can't defeat. We'll need to retreat. Will Keitaro actually be able to fight, or is he just going to remain the attractor role? Will the blonde chick in the opening be someone who can fight, or will she serve a different purpose? Will she be an antagonist, but she stands with our main crew, our MCs, so I very much doubt that. But it is possible she could start off as an antagonist and then be brought in, so then she becomes an ally. I've seen that done before. And it would be cool, but we also haven't had a whole lot of fighting per se. It's mostly Yayoi delivering the final blow and intimidating the spirits. We haven't had much need to truly fight. So how crazy will the action scenes go if we're already getting these really crisp, beautifully animated final blow moments, you know? And my brain just reminded me, that narration though, using the grudges of the dead to pursue a grudge far greater, the narrator, who we got for the very first time in this episode, nailed it. What a fucking line. It still gives me chills. Happy Halloween, y'all. I may be late on this, but happy Halloween. It's spooky season, and here I am, suffering for y'all. I like this episode. It was a good episode. I would rate episode 1 higher because of the emotional stakes and the attachment and the first time experience, but this was a good follow-up. It did live up to the hype. I don't know how high the peaks will be in season 1, but I am excited to see what else we will get in season 1. What spirits, what characters, what developments, how long it'll take for Keitarou to be more actively engaging in the spirit and exorcism and attraction and sealing and defeat aspect. How long it'll take for Eiko to reveal her true colors. How Yayoi might develop going forward, because the bond will grow stronger between her and Keitarou. The protector and the protectee. The tutor and the student, which it still makes me very happy that he is proud to have her as a student, as his first student no less, and he wants to take the job seriously. She did endanger herself to protect him. It was not in line with her goal of finding that evil spirit that stole her mother, but she still willingly protected him and made good on her promise to keep him safe. I like that a lot. She is creepy. She is terrifying. But she is also sweet. She does get carried away, and she is insane. But still, we must protect Yayoi. What a precious girl. Even if I'd rather not be in the same room with her when she has her plushies. I'd avoid her room like the plague. Oh my god, I had a lot of fun, as much as I hate to admit it. Dark Gathering is a unique experience. I'll admit it. I don't know if this will become one of my favorite anime of all time. It could shit the bed in the following episodes, but 2 out of 5, it's already doing a real good job at convincing me to keep watching this show, as if collecting the manga isn't a big enough indication of my personal enjoyment. So with that said, we're going to go to my anime list and check out the new VAs, the new characters rather, so we'll see you there. So now that we're done with my anime list, do I have any final comments? I am curious what she will use the nails for, because it's different than the nerves. She asked specifically for nails, so what significance? Is she going to be painting them, or is she going to actually pry them off? Is she going to cut some off and use them for her plushies, use them to attract, because presumably every piece of his body exudes this aura that will attract spirits. Is she going to use it as bait? I don't know. I am curious about that. And I do like that we got an explanation about the broken Jesus statues from episode 1's intro scene, where she was talking about finding them even if you hide in the toilet. It was a nice clarification I didn't know we needed. It's cool that she has been smashing Jesus statues to release extremely powerful spirits and fight them and capture them. It's a nice, logical explanation, something you normally wouldn't think of, but I do appreciate nonetheless. And I wonder if we'll see more of that happening, even though we are praying to appease some spirits right now, because we've angered the Jesus, which I think are Buddha, right? But if anyone wants to clarify, feel free to do so down below. With that said, I don't believe I have anything else I want to talk about. So this has been Season 1, Episode 2 of Dark Gathering. If you want the full version, it'll be over on my Patreon, link down below with my social media platforms. Follow me on them, help me grow my community. Every bit of support truly does make a difference. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I upload next. I need to watch something entirely different, genre-wise. I need to compose myself so I don't have nightmares. So while I go do that, I hope to see you all in another video. This has been AlduicS. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.